Hi everyone, my name's Plier and I'm from Relax and Craft, and today I thought I'd do a quick tool review. So I saw these tools on Amazon and a few other jewellery making supply websites. They're called the One Step Big Looper and they're by Beadsmith. So they claim to make open eye loops in one step. So I'm assuming, looking at the packaging and the back, that you place the wire in and it forms a loop and it also cuts the end off. So it sort of like replaces your round nose pliers and your cutters and possibly your flat nose pliers as well when you're making open loops. Now it does say that you can use wire between 24 and 18 gauge. So in the UK that's between 0.5 and 1 mil. I personally would never use anything below a 0.8 for an open loop because it's just going to pull apart as soon as it has a little bit of tension on it. So I would always do wrapped loops for 0.8 underneath and lower, just for more security. But let's crack them open and let's see what they're like. So these ones that I got are a 3mm. Oh, they're springy, look at that. That's springing open. These claim to make a 3mm loop. If you have bail making pliers, that tends to be the very first one on your bail making pliers. So yeah, they're very springy. Now, just for size reference, I have got small hands. These are open quite wide. They're like those grip things that you have to grip and make your wrists stronger. They've got this great big spring in the middle. It has got a really good bounce back. That's a very strong spring. Yeah, like I say, I think if you had dexterity issues, these may be a little bit too wide for you. Like I say, I have got small hands and I'm struggling to hold and push in, but strength wise you don't need a lot of strength to actually close them. So let's just bring it a little bit closer. So looking at the instructions on the back, it says that you place the wire in through this part. If you are left-handed, it's going to be a little bit difficult. I think they're right hand, I don't know. They seem to, if I was left-handed, yeah, it'd be a lot difficult for me. So yeah, I'm right-handed, and so I think the wire goes through. There's a little hole just here. So I assume the wire goes through the hole, although on this picture it hasn't gone through the hole, but on this picture it has. So it says then to so place the wire in, squeeze, and then it's saying to push the wire up a little bit. That's obviously to make it into a loop, a lollipop loop rather than a letter P. Yeah, you can place beads on there as well by the look of it. Let's give it a go. So I've got some 0.8 wire. I'm going to go with 0.8. We will try some 1mm wire as well. So let me just get a little section of 0.8 wire. Let's move that right out of the way. I'll just prop those up so I can see the instructions. So it's saying to place the wire in. I'm not going to go all the way to the hole that's on the other side, but I think if I just rest it like in there. So I've placed my wire in. Let me just, there we go. I've placed the wire in and it's saying to just squeeze. So, so it cut the wire. Now it's saying that on the picture, it's saying to push the wire up, whereas I think that you need to then, for this one, you need to straighten the wire back down. So just bring it down. Yeah, it looks like it's formed a loop. So let's open and take it out. Oh, so the first thing is it's not formed the loop and sat next to the stem here. There is a big gap between the two. Let's move that wire out of the way so it doesn't scratch on the table. There is a big gap. Okay, it was my first time using it. And we all know sometimes first time's probably not the best time, is it? Let's give it another go. Let's have another go. Right, so wires in. I'm making sure that it's right down against this back plate here. So this back plate, I'm making sure that it's really down against that. So it's starting now to push the wire. So let's cut that little piece off and give it a squeeze. I'm just going to bring that back so that it's nice and upright. Let's see if second time's better. Take it off. Ah, yeah, that's a lot better. That's a lot better. So it's not as open as this one. Maybe I didn't have the wire as far down as it should have been, but that's not a bad loop. Not bad at all. Let me put a bead on and let's see if we can make a double eye pin loop. So that's the good one. I've just chopped the bad one off. We don't need to see that again. Let's get myself a little bead. Let's just bob this tiger's eye on. Yeah, I'm quite happy with how it's sitting next to that. Oh, apologies about my finger. I trapped it before we come on and I can't. It bled quite a bit, so yeah, I'm sorry about that. But we're not here for my hands, are we? We're here for this tool. So let's just place this back in. Now I'm assuming that I can go all the way through that loop, that hole there that's on this side, just to anchor it in place. Although this is going to be quite a lot of wire that I've wasted, so maybe keep that in mind. The bead, it's really close up to that bead. There's no movement on that bead at all. So let's give it another go. I can't straighten it from here because it's stuck against the bead. So I don't know if it's created a nice loop, which is like a letter P or a nice lollipop. Let's just open and let's see what we've got. Oh. So it didn't do a very good job on this side. It's quite open. That loop's very open, which obviously if you're linking it into something else isn't a bad. If you're doing like rosary style linking, that's not too bad. But I think even with flat nose pliers, if I just grab my flat nose pliers and, oh no, they're round nose, hang on, there we go. Even if I just closed that loop or push that loop down, there is still a big gap. Let me, 1 second. Can you see? That is still a big gap there. You're going to have to come in with your round nose pliers and just finish that loop off. The other thing to note is there is a lot of movement on this bead. A lot of movement. Let me have one more go. One more quick go. Should we use a 1mm wire this time? So this red is 1mm. So you go upside down flare. So it's a 1mm wire. Let's give this a quick go. Let's see how it tackles the 1mm wire, because it does say that you can use up to 18 gauge. So let's give it a go. So again, I'm going to place the wire in. I'm going to place it into that loop, because I think placing it into the loop really helps to push it down, does it? Or not? Let me see. No, actually placing it through that little hole at the back lifts it up slightly, so I think maybe keep it underneath. Right, going in. Oh, it didn't cut. Didn't cut the wire. Oh, maybe I did that wrong. It's butchered. the wire. This would be good because obviously this is a coated wire as well. Right, okay, let's just place it into there, but not actually underneath. What's really difficult is because they spring open so wide, it's quite difficult to let it open to its widest and keep my hand all the way around it. I'm having to use my other hand. So it's in there now. Give it a squeeze. Oh, that cut that off. So that's one good thing. At least it cut that piece off. Straighten it up. Oh, it's a bit stuck. Okay. Let's open that up. Take that off. Yeah, it's still open. Can you see? Still open. I mean, nothing that a pair of flat nose pliers won't fix. It doesn't look like it's marked any of the wire. It's not as lollipop as I would like, but yeah. Can you do better loops with your round nose and your cutters? Yes, you can. Let's just quickly see about putting a big bead on here. Let's see if we can get something that resembles a good eye pin loop on this side. So I've just placed a big bead on there. Let's place the wire back in as far as it will go. Give it another squeeze. I mean, it is easy to do. It's not, but again, can you see? It's quite open. So you're still going to have to go in with your pliers and close it down. It has just marked the wire there as well on the coating of the wire, which isn't good. It's got like a little, let's see if I can show you. It has just marked the wire. Not as much play, but still got a little bit of play on that bead, and had to use my flat nose pliers just to squash it down. If you were going to use just your round nose pliers, can you do a better job? I think yes. So if I just quickly do one on here, so bending the wire over onto a 45-degree angle, I'm just going to trim that down. So I've got about 1 centimetre. Using my round nose pliers. Actually, I'm going to use my bail making pliers so that they are definitely 3mm the same size. Let's just bend that around and see if we can make it the same. So I've got one loop in place. Let's take another bead. I'm going to bend the wire again on a 45-degree angle. Just cut that away. This may be a little bit too much wire on this side. And just again using my bail making pliers just to bring that down. Straighten that out. It's about the same. There isn't as much play on this one as this one. So this is the one that was made with the looping pliers. This was one that was made, oopsie daisy, using the bail making pliers. I mean, it's a lot easier to use. Obviously, one plier just to give that squeeze. But is it going to revolutionise your toolkit? Maybe not. If you've got humongous hands, then you'll find them a lot easier to use. You're still going to need to have your flat nose pliers just to squish that wire down. Are they going to go in my toolbox? Probably not. Probably not, if I'm going to be honest. I think I will stick to my normal tools that I have. And especially when I tell you that these retail for between £20 and £30, it's a lot of money for a tool that you can do exactly the same with your round nose cutters and your flat nose pliers. So for me, they're going to be a no. But if you like them and you use them regularly, please drop a comment below. Let me know what you like about them, how easy they are for you to use, if I've been doing anything wrong, because like I say, it's the first time me using them, so I may have been doing something wrong. But yeah, give this video a bit of a like if you wouldn't mind, and if you'd like to follow my channel, I'd be very, very, very appreciative. I'm going to be doing quite a few of these tool reviews, as well as lots of other fabulous tutorials. So thank you for watching, and I will see you again next time.